Time now for your forewarned weather.
All right, Seth, we're not exactly dealing with anything like that for us here in the Beehive State.
No.
Thank goodness. But I have a meteorologist friend who works at their sister station in Buffalo. I mean, they get hammered all the time.
Oh, yeah. You think the lake effect snow here is bad? It is crazy with the Great Lakes.
Yeah, go try tasting some wings in Buffalo during the winter.
Yeah, right. Yeah, we don't have anything like that here, but we do have a little bit of haze that we have to worry about. Not as bad, but it's definitely something. As we take a look outside, it's looking pretty nice. This was someone who submitted a picture in from Park City. This is looking towards the west. We're looking at mostly sunny skies, just a couple of contrails from plains. Now let's take a look at our friends down there in Black Desert. We're looking at partly cloudy skies with honestly a really pretty sunset. Just a few minutes ago, this was looking really red and pink. It is starting to get a little bit darker now, though. All right, now let's take a look at the big picture. We're going to zoom out here. Satellite radar shows we have just a little bit of moisture working its way through the southwest region of the state, which you saw there on the Black Desert Skycam. But apart from that, it's looking really dry. And we could definitely use that rain because it's just straight up disgusting out there. This is a view from Ensign Peak overlooking the Salt Lake Valley. You can barely even make out the city there. Really, visibility is only a few miles. So the valley inversions are fairly high right now, between about 5,500 and 6,000 feet, which means that you're not even safe if you're on the benches. You're going to have to go all the way to places like Park City or the mountains in the Wasatch Back if you want to escape the smog. Air quality is moderate right now for Cache Valley, the West Desert, all the way down the Wasatch Front into Utah Valley. Now on the eastern side of the state, it's looking good for now, but it's not going to stay that way. Let's take a look at tomorrow's air quality. Similar story for the western portion of the state, but Duchesne County, as well as the northeast corner of the state, could also be seeing a little bit of inversions below 6,000 feet in our valleys. So let's talk about what an inversion is really quickly. So what happens is you have this really cold air aloft upstairs, and then you have relatively cooler air near the surface and a layer of warm air sandwiched right in between. You can kind of think of it as juice. When we don't have a lot of wind, we don't have a lot of mixing, and it kind of settles. The denser, heavier, colder air sinks and the warmer air rises. And that warm air acts as a cap, keeping the cold air near the surface, along with particulate matter and pollution, making for some really gnarly smog. Right now, temperatures are a little bit chilly in the 40s and 30s across the state. We're at 43 degrees in Lake Powell, 40 for Cedar City, St. George at 51, and we're in the 30s for Cache Valley. The next 6 hours, temperatures are going to continue to drop, eventually reaching freezing by around ABC4 News at 10, and then in the early morning hours, we're going to see that switch into the 20s. Okay, our long-range futurecast shows us what to expect here. We have this high pressure system in place, and that's keeping us very calm, very quiet, and it's also acting as a storm block, rerouting any wet weather way up to the north towards Canada. Now we do have a system trying to make its way off the coast of California, and that throws a little bit of moisture our way, but not enough for rain, and then the high pressure is going to push that out of the way by Wednesday, making for clear skies. But we have a system that's going to barely graze the northern portion of the state, and that'll bring some breezy conditions. It'll switch the winds and hopefully blow out that haze, and then high pressure starts to build back in again over the weekend. Okay, our regional forecast for tomorrow calls for 40s for the most part, with a couple 50s in the mix as well. And I want to zoom in here because I want to show you something kind of neat. You're going to see in our valleys, we're looking at temperatures in the mid 40s, but as we look at the Wasatch Back, it's mid 40s to low 50s. Now, Heber and Park City are way higher than the Wasatch Front and generally colder, but it's actually looking like it could be even warmer tomorrow up there. So that's that inversion really putting in the work there. Down in central Utah, we're looking at partly to mostly cloudy skies, but again, they're going to be kind of thin, not enough to bring any rain. Same deal for southern Utah as well, with temperatures in the 40s and 50s. 60 degrees is going to be your high for St. George tomorrow. And there is not a whole lot of variation in temperatures. Look at this, 61, 61, 61. Can you guess what Friday is? It's going to be 61 degrees as well. Eventually, we warm up to 63 degrees on Sunday with partly cloudy skies in St. George with lows in the mid 30s. The Wasatch Front, we look at those hazy conditions holding all the way through Thursday with dry skies, temperatures in the 20s. The warmest day will be on Saturday with partly cloudy skies and 46 degrees. So hey, as long as you can tolerate the haze, it's not looking like a bad week. Jordan, over to you.